Welcome to Soulful. Whether you're navigating challenges or celebrating victories,
We're here to remind you that every step on your path is meaningful. I'm Tiff.
and I'm Jess.
So let's clear our mind as we fill our soul.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Soulful. I'm Jess, and as always, I'm here with Tiff. Hey, Tiff.
Hello. Hi, my friends.
Yeah, I guess it's been a few weeks since we recorded again. So I will say I think I do like the monthly kind of structure. I feel like we always have like lots to catch up on, even like before the podcast and kind of just jumping on to record. So
Yeah.
yeah, so it feels good to be doing these monthly. Maybe before we kind of jump into some of the stuff today, we'll just do a bit of a check-in. How's your last few weeks, this week? Anything you want to share with us? Exciting, new, interesting, hard, anything at all?
Yeah, well, we laugh about this all the time, and I don't even know how much I have beliefs around it, but Mercury's in retrograde, and I love the sayings about Mercury's in the microwave. Like some people say, "Oh no, Mercury's in the microwave again." Makes me laugh, but there's been some weird techie things going on, and they do say that that happens in retrograde. Just interesting things like that. So I preface that today by saying if anything weird techie happens, just know that's been common for me over here, even since I've fixed things. But yeah. In other news, winter made its second appearance. I knew it would come. We had basically all of the snow melt, and I was very happy about that. We hit like 12, 13 degrees. I was like, this is amazing. And then yesterday it snowed like, I don't know how much is out there, but I'd say 20 to 25 centimeters for sure. It'll melt again. We're gonna be 15 degrees on Monday, so it will melt. But I look outside and I started singing Christmas carols because I was like, no, it shouldn't be this like white covered right now. Like,
Aw.
I know it's March in Ontario. Like, I don't live in Delulu land, even though I prefer it there, where I can convince myself spring comes in February. But no, just making some decisions based on where I feel like I want to go next. And like, I don't know where that is. I have some ideas. I don't know how I'm going to get there. But so I let go of some of my gardening clients over the past week, and they were very upset. And I do understand. But I'm also just trying to feel into what feels aligned for me again in this season. And I don't know. I don't feel like the grunt work in the garden is it anymore. There was a season where I needed that. I needed nobody talking back to me, I think, because I was doing so much internal healing that like being out with the plants and being in the sunshine all day was exactly what I needed. And I just don't feel like that's it anymore. So, um, yeah, other than that, it's March break this upcoming week. So yeah, kiddo will be around a lot. I'm excited because normally he goes to school and I get ready to he comes home from school. I'm like, okay, I'm gone to work. Bye.
Oh,
So it'll be nice to actually have some time together this week and hang out and play lots of chess. That's the plan.
okay.
We play lots of chess and he kicks my butt. I haven't gotten good enough to beat him yet. I did stalemate him once. I think I might talk
Okay.
about that on the last time I did. I talked about that with somebody. They were like, that's how you know you're getting better at chess, is you end up in a stalemate. I was like, is it? I was like, I want to annihilate. Not my kid, just in general. Like I want to play very strategically. Very interesting game. Like I know it's slow paced and I know why a lot of people could see it as boring, but I like how much it makes me think, you know, and like how much strategy I need to move. And then you make a move and you think you thought it all the way through, and then you see that darn queen staring at you and you're like, there goes that piece anyway. I've just been enjoying it, but I've been enjoying that he's teaching me because he's really into it. He's in chess club at school,
Mm.
and so I bought him a board for Christmas, and yeah, he's been teaching me, which is fun. Good connection activity, you know.
Yeah.
Except for when I start to beat him, he always says to me, he's like, oh, I gotta lock in, I'm not very focused. And I'm like, could you just let me have this? Like, I joked with him. I was like,
No.
"You're your father's kid." I was like, "That's exactly what he'd do when I beat him in Scrabble." Like, "Oh, I wasn't paying attention, or I'm not really caring, or whatever." And it's like, no, no.
That is
Anyway,
hilarious.
it is hilarious, and I laugh at him. He's like, "I'm not a sore loser." I was like, well, there's something here. Anyway, what about you? What's
You're
new
like,
in your world?
I never said you were.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You are self-telling right now. Yeah.
That's so funny. I've actually never played chess. I shouldn't say that. I have played it. I did not understand what was happening while I played it. I had someone like at the treatment center. Actually, we had like chess board, and that we would do that with the clients. And so I often would have someone coaching me through like every move.
Yeah.
And so I don't, yeah, I have no concept of chess at all. So I admire that you play chess and that you know what the pieces mean. And it was just felt like a lot. I was like, no, like this is a game. Like like
Yeah.
supposed to
We're
have
supposed to be having fun.
yeah, I was like, I don't feel like this is not fun for me. Like, get some Connect Four, some Battleship or something. Like, I can play that, but I couldn't do the chess thing. So, but I really love that your kid likes to play chess and is not a loser.
Yeah.
When he
I
does-
joke that's him getting ready to rule the world. So he's learning how to strategically play so that he can do that when he gets older.
Yeah, I
It
have
might be
played.
facts. I'm not sure.
So true. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I have played
Yeah.
checkers before. I don't love checkers, but I did like it more than chess for sure. It felt like more actiony, but anyways,
I
still that's
I like checkers too, but I really like Chinese checkers. And I said that to Dawson. I was like, I really like Chinese checkers. I'll have to teach you. He's like, I don't think you can say that. I was like, what do you mean? He was like, you can't call it Chinese checkers. Like, mom, it's checkers. And I was like, no, like it's
it's
literally called that. I had to Google it. He was very concerned I was going to get canceled over going around saying something inappropriate.
don't tell people that.
Yeah, like, mom, you can't say that.
That's so is that the one with the little ball?
Balls. Yeah.
Yeah,
And you can
yeah.
have like six people or eight people playing at the same time. I can't remember how big the
Yeah.
board is. Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Yes. I like that one too. Yeah, I haven't played
Yeah.
it in a long time though.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, I have like there's so many games and like so many like I'm gonna say new age. I don't even know if that's the right word, but there's so many like different games that I've never even heard of now. Because
Oh,
like
yeah.
while like I would like the games that were people were playing, I would see people play. Like I knew of at least. Maybe I didn't own it. It might have, but now I'm just like everything just feels like it's so new. I'm like, oh, I
Yeah.
don't have any idea what these what these games are.
100%. There's so many. If you go down a games aisle now, like back in the day, it was classic. Like you had some classic card games, Monopoly, Life, Clue, like,
Yeah.
yeah, Battleship, whatever. Like there was this like set of classic games. But yeah, now there's like games for everything. I bought one. I actually might want to go back and buy it for myself, but I bought a gift for somebody for Christmas, and it's the game was called The Horrible Therapist, and
My
it
God.
sounds hilarious. So I feel like it's one that I would probably really enjoy. Um, and then Dawson got a few more for Christmas, and one was poetry for Neanderthals, very funny.
Okay.
Um, yeah, you have to describe things, but only using one syllable words. You're trying to get them to guess what is on your card, but you can only use one syllable words.
What?
And there's this like thing that you beat them over the head when they accidentally say a multi-syllable word, like a club. It's inflatable. It
That's
doesn't hurt. It's fun.
so funny.
Yeah, and throw burrito. That's another good one.
Oh
Anyway,
yeah, I like that. I have that one too. That
yeah,
throw.
that one's fun. It's
It
fun.
is. It
It's
is fun.
interactive. Yeah.
There's so many. There was a really fun one actually that I was just thinking of was when you were talking about like the poetry. It's not like the same at all, but I struck at that. It was like I think it's called Taco Cat Cheese Pizza something. It's like five
Okay.
words and you have like cards. I can't remember exactly the page, but you have to like say it in the right sequence. But as
Yep.
cards turn up, it's like different than what you have to say. And then you have to like snap when someone makes a
Messes it
mistake.
up.
I can't remember exactly, but anyways, so funny. And I remember we had friends here once playing that game. And I was like, we're going to get kicked out of this. Like, we're going to get evicted because we were so loud. Oh my gosh. But it was so funny. Like, we were laughing.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
I love games like that
Oh,
that get y'all in
God.
the laughter.
Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah, awesome.
Anyways, I don't remember what was.
I would like you to have time to check in as well if there was anything
Oh,
you wanted to
yeah,
share.
right, right,
We
right.
talked, we went on a board game
I,
tangent.
I know I love games. Check in for me. Yeah, I I am in a different space again. I feel very. It's interesting. I had some conversations this week with some different people around kind of like where like what I'm feeling, kind of like how I'm navigating different changes and different things. And there was a time in my life that I always just really thrived in chaos. So like
Mm,
when like moving from place to place or like didn't have like really any like belongings or kind of like just like fun in my way and it was fine. Like everything felt chaotic, but it looked chaotic to other people, but it didn't feel chaotic to me.
to you.
And so, anyway, I was having a conversation this week and I was like, I feel quite the opposite this time. Like, I feel that like, I kind of, the stability, I think, did me really well. Like, I
Mm,
think that kind of being in one place, the I wouldn't say repetition, but kind of like the structure, I guess, like the kind of like knowing what to expect. So even when things were, feeling a little chaotic in terms of maybe traveling for work and this and that, and kind of like different things going on, having like a stable place, stable people, person,
yeah,
just I've always felt, yeah, it didn't, anyway. So it's just been really interesting how more chaotic I feel after a few years, like just going through, all of these different changes
yeah,
and trying to navigate all the pieces. So yeah, so I've been reflecting a lot on that. And as for, yeah, I guess it is my check-in really, because that's where I am currently, is what I've been working through in the last few weeks. Just yeah, just trying to figure some things out as well. I think looking for that alignment again, right? Like understanding, trying to understand like where it is that I'm going, where I see myself, where I want to be.
yeah,
Just lots of like decision making and lots of planning and things like that. So um anyway, so that's that. That's where I
yeah,
am.
yeah. That stuff takes a lot of energy, and you raise such a, I think that's a relatable point for so many people. Like when chaos is the familiar place, it's not even necessarily from, I'll speak for myself, the safe place, but it's the familiar place.
Mhm.
Then learning how to be outside of that and then coming back, just like what a nervous system whiplash. It's like we don't do this anymore.
Yeah.
um, yeah, it's so I that just really I really relate to that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
and I think like also I've really leaned into a lot of like gratitude too, because it's like I can do the like stable thing, right? Whereas before it's like I don't think I can do that.
yeah,
Like one place like for like a long period of time, like kind of like not having a lot of movement or not being
yeah,
as you know um I was going to use the word wild, but I don't know if that's the right word, but just kind of like, I was like, I don't think that that's for me. So anyways, I'm just grateful for the experience to know that yes, I can do that. And
yeah,
I can also do the chaos thing because I survived in that stage as well.
yeah,
Even, anyway, so just grateful to know that I can do the stable thing. Yeah, if and
yeah.
when.
New awareness. Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah. You said wild, and I think wild is actually a really nice word to describe you. The other one that came up for me is wandering, but in like a curious way, not in a like definitely not wandering lost is not how
yeah.
I received you, you know? It was
Mm.
like and there's this one moment when we took that trip together and you're just lost in the music. I just see you. We were all walking together, and all of a sudden it's like, where's Jess? And there's Jess having a moment with the music, you know? And that's what I mean by it. Like you're drawn to certain things and you just let yourself go there. And maybe that's not what you mean in the chaos, but like I don't
Yeah.
know, that's how I've always experienced you. And I thought it was beautiful. I was like, look at her in her element.
So funny. Yeah. I think that's exactly what I mean. Like, yeah, for sure. Like,
Yeah.
and not that I haven't been like free flowing or kind of, but I've definitely not been as that way. And I
Yeah.
think like And again, like I just always approach everything with neutral. I think in like different places in my life, like both of those things have really served me really well, right? And so
Yeah.
it's just nice to know now, like moving forward, that yeah, the if and the when and the how and the what and all of that, like it'll be fun, like whether it's this
Yeah.
way, whether it's this way, and it'll just be, yeah, it'll be the way it's supposed to be. So,
Yeah.
yeah, anyway, so just continuing to, yeah, navigate that over the next few weeks as well, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyways, for today, like, I was trying to think of like a bit of a topic and yeah, not much was coming to mind in terms of something I was like really drawn to. I think the thing is that there's so many things in my mind right now that I'm like, oh yeah, this and then this and like then this and this. And I was just having some trouble like sorting things out. But one of the things that did stay consistent through it when I was kind of planning this episode or like planning the episode was that I really had so much fun with
Never have I
the
ever.
Never Have I Ever last
That
time.
was
Oh my
fun.
gosh, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
I just love that. I hope you guys who are listening enjoyed it too. It was so fun. So I kind of wanted to do something that was like kind of like fun-ish as well. We'll see how it lands. But I want to do kind of like a show and tell. So
Yay.
we'll kind of I have like four things in front of me because that's what I chose. It was the closest things to me, honestly. So when I had messaged you, Tiff, I was like, something that, could be like a tool or resource that like we use to stay well or like to stay like balanced or whatever. And then something fun and or interesting that could also relate to that or just totally doesn't.
Yeah.
So just to give context to people who are
Our
listening, but
items.
um and yeah, why we chose the things that we did. So anyway, so I don't know if you would like to start us off with your show and tell items.
Sure. I feel like I'm in
Okay,
school.
I know.
All
So
right, class. I have this here to show you.
I can't wait.
Now, this is just merely a metaphor for what the tool actually is for me because I'm not going to lie, I'm not very practiced at sound bowls. So you're supposed to hit it and then you're supposed to emulate the sound by just slowly going around it. I'll talk about what it is in a second. Anyway, I found myself, these are called chakra tuning bowls, and I found myself really drawn to them. I went to this wellness fair or whatever, and this guy had a setup of all of these beautiful bowls, and I was like, I want to learn. And I was in such a chaotic place in my own energy. I was leaving my old job and like was not feeling very stable internally. And the guy told me as he's watching me do this technique, he's like, you're too frantic. Like you're never going to make it sing the way it needs to because you're not like settled enough. And I thought that was interesting. Like even to get the tuning bowl to work for me, I need to settle myself more. So it's like a twofold. But I'm using this bowl. Like I said, I sometimes I come in and I hit it. Even just the oh sorry. There we go. So this one's like I said, root chakra. But I love using sound as a healing modality for myself. And I do that in all kinds of ways. I've talked about binaural beats here, 10 out of 10 recommend them. Isochronic tones, also the same. And even just like the type of music, like when I'm sitting down and I need to do something creative, like I have creative flow music in the background. Like it's just something that supports my journey in all different ways. If I need to like rev up my nervous system, I'm going to put on the rave music that I love and I blast it through the house and and I get myself upregulated to this space. Or on the exact opposite hand is like the down regulation. Like sometimes I need the very slow, soothing, calm. And I just feel like sound has been such a big part of my journey. I never have considered getting like certified in sound healing or anything like that, but I've always really enjoyed it. I've attended a few sound healing therapy sessions. I find them
Mhm.
very interesting. Just kind of how they can use sounds to like tune in parts of our bodies and things. And I just find that very fascinating. So my first item is my root chakra tuning bowl. And I plan to gather all seven eventually, but they're also not cheap. So
Okay.
yeah.
So it's like something a collection will kind of keep building upon.
Yes, because I am a collector of sorts at times.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. But like this little bowl was $60. Like, you know, and so if you want to get, some of them are a lot bigger too, like they jump in price quite a bit. So
Okay.
it's not something I'm just gonna go buy the whole set too, especially because I'm not very good at making them sing yet. Uh, Maybe once I have the whole set, I'll be more geared towards learning the technique. I have watched videos and I am a lot better than I used to be, but
Mm.
there's technique there for sure.
Yeah. That's awesome. And I think like one of the things that like I just kind of shared about the bowl like was just around just music in general. Like
Yeah.
um I remember having I think it was like it was a few years ago now, but anyways, where I was talking to someone about music and someone was like, yeah, it's like the lyrics, it's like the words that I'm really connected to. And I said, yeah, I think that is true. And I said, I think what's also true sometimes that we don't really like know or we
Sorry. I was trying to keep it back.
I think one of the things too, like that we don't always like consciously like understand our connection to music because like our nervous system also responds to sound, just as you had said, right? So it's kind of like um yeah, like I think we relate to music and I think we relate to what we hear because that's what our ear like what we can process
Yeah,
consciously. But then I also think that there's like another level of like the what our
100%.
how our nervous system responds to responds to the actual music like the sound.
100%. Like my kiddo, as an example, it just goes to show what works for one isn't going to be for everybody, right? Like he listens to boss gaming music, like boss levels in video games. Like that's
Yeah,
what he loves to jam to. Stresses my nervous system all the way the heck
yeah,
out. And I'm like, you need headphones. Like I feel so on balance when that music is blaring, you know? So yeah, I agree with that entirely.
yeah, yeah, that's true. Okay, so I'm gonna I will show all mine as well. I'll show this one first. I'll show this one first. So, and I have many, many different cards are actually just out in my spare room. But these are affirmation cards. So the cards that okay, I think
I might have the same item.
a similar tool.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like these are sisterhood
Oh,
cards.
nice.
So they like every it's very like cultural. So they are made by like an indigenous
Nice.
author. And then they have like leaning into everything is like for women. So it's very like specific to like our feminine kind of like energy, and how we like really support and lean into each other, like as a community, as like healers, as helpers. So anyway, so I yeah, I do use affirmations a lot. And I remember when I first started with affirmation, I'm not gonna lie, when the first person who suggested affirmations to me, I was like, oh my gosh, I might have even already said this on here already. But I just didn't feel like this would be it for me. I don't think this is
Fair.
for me. Um,
Especially at first, it's like,
oh,
oh,
and it's
that's never gonna
awkward.
work.
Yeah. I was like eye rolling. It's exactly was my response. I was like, this,
Yeah.
like, I am like coming to you for like, because of XYZ. It's much bigger than like an affirmation card. Anyways, um, and I didn't follow through at all at that time in my life, but I have revisited affirmations. And what I really find interesting in this phase of my life, especially as I navigate like different life changes, is that and I think it's because practically I use affirmations a lot and I surround myself with people who not only use affirmations for themselves, but also share that with me as well. Like, they'll say things that they like about me or that they admire about me. And
Mm,
we have those relationships with each other. And so I've just found like, that now I don't necessarily need to pull out a card, but sometimes I do, and it's more of
yeah.
a, but I've really been finding that I lean more on affirmations now of like, okay, if I'm starting to think like, this way, and I can like kind of identify that pattern of like where it's going very easily now, I can redirect that thought and like say something nice or say like an opposing thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I yeah, I I think that it's a small tool for sure that like maybe is eye rolling sometimes. Um, but it just has been really successful for me. It really has worked for me.
Yeah,
So
I, I'm with you. I'm a huge fan.
yeah.
I rolled my eyes a ton. Same thing with like breath work and all that stuff when I was like in a less healthy place.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, it's, I mean, I think it ties into a lot with, and I'm not standing here as an expert, but I think it ties in a lot with neuroplasticity. Like if we're taking in all these positive messages, if they're, well, my experience has been, if they're too far the other way, they're just not believable. I'm not going to take it in. But
Mhm.
if it's something that it can meet where like, that could be true, you know, like
Yeah.
that could also be true, then it's more likely to work for me. So like jumping from like I'm a piece of shit to I'm a wonderful person, like
Yeah.
no, that's not going to work for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then also yeah, for me, I think the visibility, like I just take it in. You guys can't see my computer, but I've talked about this a lot, like full of post-it notes, like of
Mhm.
things that I want to be reminded of when I come and I sit
Yeah.
at my computer. So,
Yeah. That's so true.
yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, this is my first one. We want to show the others too, but anyways, this is mine.
Yeah. And since you just showed yours, I will do the same because that was actually my second tool as well. And I
Okay.
use this with my clients. I use this in creating group sessions sometimes. I use them for myself. I feel like it's just a nice way to anchor into a space and an intention. And so I'm not like the biggest fan of Gabrielle Bernstein, not since like I don't really like the term waking up much, but as I progress in my spiritual journey, that's what I'll say. I
Mhm.
feel like, and this is no flack on her, she was exactly what I needed when I was just entering the spiritual phase of my journey of life. And, you know, she opened my eyes to a lot of things that I was grateful for. But as time went on, I was like, oh, you literally can't just like think a certain way and make all your dreams come true. That sounds really lovely, but there's bigger forces at play that like that didn't work out that way because now you need to learn XYZ, you know, but sometimes I don't think that message so much communicated in that community. That
Yeah.
being said, this one is The Universe Has Your Back. I love it because it's just all affirming messages, and I'll pull one
Oh,
for us today. The card art is beautiful. I'm always drawn to ones that have pretty art. So
yes.
watch me pull out a really Okay, so this is the card. Can't
Okay.
really see it. It's like a
Yeah.
blush pink. True healing occurs when I give myself permission to feel whatever feelings live below the triggers. Um, and so I just like them. They're good talking points. And like sometimes there's like really nice messages. My happiness is a direct reflection of the level of faith in the universe. I don't know. There's just like yeah, thank you, universe, for helping me see beyond the limits of fear. Thank you for expanding my perception so that I can see what is in the highest good. I don't know, it just I like it. So
Yeah.
I won't go too much more on it. I feel the same way as you do about the affirmations. And then there's also like classic affirmations where it's like my friends gave me this, you make a difference in so many ways.
Yeah.
You know, things like that. But I like the spiritual connection to it as well.
Yeah, me too. And I think you make such a good point about like these cards that like I mean they really have to work for you, right? Like
Yeah.
it has to be like, oh, these I there was a deck that I used to have. I don't have them anymore because I gifted them to somebody, but um they were so funny. Like they had like a funny tune to them. So like I don't remember one specifically, something about like finances perhaps, and then one would be like, talking about um how much rent you charge, like the thoughts in your head or something like that. Like I don't know, just different things.
Yeah.
Like, and so it was more of a funny note to him. They didn't work for me. I think because when I go to a card, like I go to it something that I really need to get something now. Like I need to like feel you used the word anchor, and I think that's what I'm looking for now is I want to
Yeah.
be anchored, right? And so sometimes like they just didn't work for me, but the person I gifted to them loved them and they were so great. So
Yeah.
I think it's like also just important to note that because it's like we might try something, a tool, a resource, or something that like somebody else has recommended to us or that, and then we try it, it's like it doesn't work, or there's a different type of thing that, like I think about the cards, there are different types of cards.
Yeah.
One was a really good for when we were in different places, and so just to I guess like the open-mindedness to continue to try different
Yeah.
new things.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Agree.
Okay, and I'll do this quickly because I know, but this was really fun. I think we should just do show and tell every episode. It's like we just spent an hour doing show and tell.
Look at all the things we have in our lives.
So two things. So one is my gua sha and like my little face roller. And when we talk about like daily things, like I don't use my cards every day.
Yeah.
And then a crossword. And
Nice.
so I have those. I literally looked, I was like, oh yeah, right, show and tell. The cards were like, I did have to run to the other room to grab these, but these were like literally on my nightstand.
Yeah.
And so I use like my gua sha every morning when I wake up. I used to go to my
Me too.
phone the first thing when I used to like open my eyes and I would go right to my phone. And so now the gua sha is the first thing that I do to kind of like just stimulate myself, I guess, in a way to like start my day. And I guess it's good for like something
Drainage and
drainage or
depuffing and
yeah, there's
yeah.
something else. I just like the way that like it wakes me up. And then the word search too, because I actually this is a one I got in Hawaii. So when I travel, I usually get a crossword in every place I go to. Because I find like it stimulates like my mind a little bit. Bless you.
Sorry.
Get that sneezy.
Yeah, I do have the sneezes today.
But yeah, I find like it's yeah, just something that like stimulates my brain a little bit and like kills time without like killing my mood is what I'll say. Because
Right.
sometimes again, like I went through a period of time that my phone was like something I was really, 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 really dependent on and really connected to. Not saying that I still don't have days or, weeks sometimes like that. But I just found like these other things to kind of replace that
Yeah.
just makes me, yeah, just feel better. And yeah, I guess helps with like learning and there's especially
Yeah.
this one. These words,
Yeah, it's stimulating for sure.
yeah, like this word is like so Kanaka way I'm gonna butcher this, but it's like all these words are so hard to find. So I have to be really focused on it, really concentrated. And anyways, that just helps me, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. I've really enjoyed them too. I haven't done them in a while, but my mom used to always have one on her nightstand growing
Yeah,
up. So sometimes I'd get into it and do some
yeah,
of her puzzles.
that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, Michelle tell.
Excellent.
Um, Yeah, like I said before, I wasn't really sure like where the topic would kind of lead. But I think like through the conversation that we just had, like as we were showing our items, was really around like there are different tools, different like things that we can use or like we could have access to or make us accessible. That kind of like restores balance in a way for us, right? Like
Hmm.
different parts of us. So, and I know we've talked about, there are these different parts and kind of the interconnectedness of who we are as humans, even like how we're connected with like other people and all of those things. But I think like yeah, I don't know, I just think that the more that we can lean on like healthy kind of like outlets or healthy coping or however you want to like frame it, I just think it just really, yeah, I don't know, it like helps, I think, in us to build that resilience that we talk about, or at least that's what I could say for myself is that I
Yeah.
think that that's what's contributed to my building of resilience. um yeah, I'm not, like I said, I don't have like a direction for this, so I don't know if you
Yeah.
have any thoughts on any of that, but
Well, I think you raise a good point of like the different parts of us. And I think for me, if I'm reflecting back, finding these different things that work for different parts of me, my one of my other tools I had here was chocolate. And some could see that
Mm,
as like um as a negative thing, but as a girly who had an eating disorder and the fact that I can enjoy the pleasure of having and shout out to Lindor because they now make vegan Lindor truffles, so I can
yeah,
actually eat them. But it's such a little treat and a boost in my day, and I don't rely on it as an example, But so just finding these like different things, it gives like I feel like empowerment is the word that's coming up for me. There's just like this sense of
Mm,
empowerment that I'm like, okay, I'm feeling this, or this is coming up for me, and this is what I do. So it's like so grounding to have these things to lean on. And there was something popped up for me. So this is what's coming up as you were talking about this thing.
mm,
And I remember even verbalizing it out loud and like saying it to myself as well. And I'm like, there was this restlessness in me and I didn't know what I needed. And I was like, this is unfamiliar for me. Like normally I've made lots of friends with or made friends with my feelings.
mm,
Um and I was like, what is this state like requiring of me right now? Sitting still was not it. Um and I don't know, it was an interesting thing. I don't know. But so I don't know what that part needed necessarily because I got really annoyed and really huffy and with myself. I was like, I'm so annoyed at myself right now because I feel like I'm in such a weird headspace.
mm.
Um, but yeah, knowing what we need in these spaces, I don't know, it feels empowering and having a tool to fall back on. I think a walk would have helped, but the weather really sucked. It was freezing rain. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, maybe it was a call to movement. And I remember also actually the other thought that came up is one day I came home from like a really bad shift at work at my well, I guess my night job, not my day job. Um, and I came home and I was like, oh my God, whatever. And it wasn't my son's job to fix it, but he engaged me in so much silliness and play. I wouldn't have said that's what I needed for
Mm,
that part of me, but it was what I needed. And I knew immediately, I just felt so much lighter. We let it all go. We laughed hilariously at like my misfortune that day.
yeah.
And it was so good and so cathartic. So I think, yeah, also looking at that, like those parts of us, right? Like these tools and this toolkit that we build for ourselves is going to be unique to us
Yeah.
and different things are going to work for different parts of us.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah, that's so true. And I think like you made a really good point around like you because sometimes like the tools or the resources that I have are people too. Because um like I do have people in my life where it's like, okay, I need, and not necessarily like I'm sat down, I'm like thinking I need someone who isn't going to ask me about this thing. And I just like it's not that I like sit down and think about that, but
Mm-hmm.
like I might reach out to somebody who
Mm-hmm.
like, who I know can just sit and like just talk about the surface level stuff, like just don't want to like dig any deeper, like just kind
Mm-hmm.
of have and like shoot the shit kind of thing, right? Like carry on. And then it like sometimes what happens is like even those people reach out to me in those times, and it's kind of like, just like I think about how does that like anyways. And then
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I do want the deeper stuff. Like sometimes I need a like maybe not advice, but I know that I want to connect with someone who can like who's going to say something that I can reflect on really like
Yeah.
deeply and like really think about and take it away. So much the same as like different tools like physically that we can have to like to support us. I think like people is like one
Mm-hmm.
of like the biggest resources as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That community, that support system, that yeah.
Yeah, so true. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, good to go kind of like back to like the different like when you said, you weren't sure what it was that like you needed, right? But to have like
Mm-hmm.
access to like to different things. Sometimes like one for me, like honestly, if all else fails, sleep is always it. Like
Mm.
if I can go to sleep or if I feel like whatever and to just take a rest, um that almost like always like fixes it for me. Like when I
Mm.
wake up, I might feel a little disoriented and grumpy at first, but it's just I don't know. So I think about like one of the things that comes up for me is where I was going with this is like self-care. I hear a lot of things. We hear a lot of things, I think, in the media, in the like,
Yeah.
everyone talks about this
Yeah.
self-care and yeah, I don't do we do an episode on self-care
I
before?
think so.
We did, right? Yeah. So we probably talked about some of the similar things of like, yeah, it's not like these big things that relate to that, but or that is self-care, but yeah, having this on my nightstand that is accessible that I can like grab in the morning,
Yeah.
right? Like
Mm-hmm.
those little kind of like tools. Anyways, yeah.
Yeah. if it contributes to our wellness in any way, it's a good practice. And I think, yes, I think self-care became, I don't know if we talked about this here, but I think self-care became another marketing strategy to get women to buy things, specifically really geared towards women, because that spiritual journey, that whatever, like even yoga, like I remember, and I haven't fact checked this, but I this person came forward and they're like, it's so funny how the Western world has made yoga this like elite thing that you have all this fancy gear for and whatever.
Mhm.
And they're like, in India, and I, like I said, I didn't fact check it, so I probably shouldn't be saying this out loud, but I found it interesting. They're like, it's where you show up in your pajamas and you go and you stretch and you connect to, Mother Earth and whatever, but it's not this like performative thing of like, look how flexible I can get and look at like kind of how we've changed it.
Yeah.
So I feel that's true with self-care as well. And it's this promotion of like all of these wellness products and days at the spa and like this and that. And those aren't bad things. Like they're not bad things.
Mhm.
But it in experience with talking with lots of people, especially when I worked in acute mental health, I came across a lot of people that were more in the poverty range. They don't have money for these fancy tools and stuff. And so what are we doing? We're telling them, oh, well, you can't have the same quality of life. No, I don't believe that.
Yeah.
I don't believe that. Yes, people with more wealth will have access to more and different tools.
Yeah.
But I don't believe, I mean, a coloring book and some coloring pencils goes a long way. As an
Yeah.
example, on the mental health unit, a deck of cards, you know,
Yeah.
eh, yeah, one good meal. Like, there's just it's so yeah, I feel like it was just another way to make people buy stuff of this whole boom of self-care. But it is important also. Like, we do need to care for ourselves. It just doesn't
Yeah.
need to be in big, overt, and showy ways. If you want to, great, but it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be.
Well, because I have to think like about and kind of going back to like the connectedness of like pieces of us. If
Hmm.
I am doing or participating in these self-care things because of the end goal, like or like of like a destination of like where I want to be or where I'm going, like I think that also kind of like takes away the meaning behind it, right? Or if
Yeah.
we focus on like what I've been noticing in myself recently is that I've really been like lacking in like the mental part for myself. Like I haven't felt I'm in a place that I've been challenged lots, like to be able
Mm.
to think about different things. I've been heavy into the emotional. Like I am really in my emotional right now. And so just doing things to that really like tries to balance that out. But what I
Yeah.
really noticed in doing that is that yeah, like my mental like again I use the word stimulation because I do enjoy when I can be like mentally stimulated and like thinking about like just abstractly like trying to problem solve or figure things out, making decisions like
Yeah.
I really enjoy that part. And so it's something that I've missed. And so this week I have that has been one of the things I'm like, okay, I want to focus more on that. Because when we don't pay attention to the different things that we need, like
Yeah.
we get lost in what's really evident or what's really like loud and make
Mm.
the most noise. I
Hmm.
find for myself the other things I forget about. Physical one, like that is something I always forget about. Or I don't pay as much attention to, even though I know that 10 minutes, 15 minutes outside,
Yeah, it's gonna make you feel
again,
better.
yeah, it always does, and I know
Yeah.
that. But I think like, yeah, anyways, and just to yeah, go back to that emotional place, like I said, where I am so in that emotional space,
Yeah.
these other things kind of, and I don't feel like they're working together. I don't feel like super connected.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
anyway, it's just nice to have things that are like that I can use to support me to connect to those other parts of myself as well.
Right. Like as you're saying that, I just remember feeling that way and I wrote a newsletter about it. I feel like I could really relate to that of like my fun side comes out at my night job. And I felt
Mm,
like that took all the precedence. It was like, okay, now I'm fun and I'm on all the time. And that was so exhausting. I'm like, how do I engage that spiritual side again when I'm here having surface level laughing conversations every day,
mm,
like
mm,
and yeah, and I think as you were talking, what came to my mind is you and I have different wellness wheels, but like these tools of the wheels of reminding us,
mm.
right? Like to check back in and see where we're off balance too, like that's what I was thinking about as you were sharing that. And like I think even the awareness is also just enough. Like, oh, I'm really in the emotional stuff right now. So how do I
Yeah.
I'll make conscious efforts to engage other parts of me as well. Because awareness is powerful.
Yeah, that's true. I think awareness is like another form of self-care for
Yeah.
sure, right? Like learning about ourselves and being attuned with, what we need and what
Yeah.
makes us feel certain ways. Like and that is free, actually. It doesn't really take a lot to figure that out. Yeah.
No. And I mean, I'm of a strong belief that you don't necessarily need therapy or anything like that. If you're open-minded, you will get these messages anywhere. And there's this really interesting man that comes and visits me at the bar all the time. And he's wise. Like he's got this depth and wisdom. I mean, I don't know if he's in his late 70s, 80s. I'm not sure how old he is exactly, but he's taken a particular interest in me.
Mhm.
And he's like, there's just so much depth there. Like nobody is even seeing this around. And he scares me a little bit because when he calls on parts of me, I'm like, how do you see that? How do you know that to be true? But he said something to me and he said, well, hey, Mademoiselle, life is interesting. And I was like, that's the third time I've heard that in a 24-hour span. And so I think that's a tool too, like just letting ourselves tune in and be curious like when we hear similar things coming up again. And I feel like a teacher is always available to us if we're looking to grow and stuff and be in certain areas. So yeah, I don't even know why I went down that train. I can't. I was relating to something you said, and now I'm all the way over here. I'm like, I don't know how I got here, but all the point is, oh, the awareness piece. Yeah, like we can tune in and we can take messages from anywhere, like that comes in and feels right and resonates and might open some doors of consciousness that maybe were shut before, or
Yeah.
whatever. I still haven't quite figured out why I'm supposed to keep hearing that life is interesting because I do feel like life is interesting, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
And I
almost
said that out loud. I was like, this is the third time I've heard it in 24 hours. He said, then you need to pay attention. And I was like, that's what I believe too. That like if I'm hearing it more than once, that concentrated, there's
it's
no way that's a
something.
coincidence for and that's again, that's my belief. Not everybody
Yeah.
feels that way, but
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
it's funny because it's like, well, interesting can mean like a lot of different things. Like, so
100%.
it's like,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think all that to say that you have tools that are accessible.
You have
Um,
tools that are excellent. I'm surprised your water didn't make it out. I thought for sure you're
that is another one. I have drank
yeah,
a couple times this week. It's always by me.
yeah,
Yeah, this is another, definitely another, another tool.
yeah,
But yeah, I just think like that those reminders sometimes I know what's been helpful for me is like, yeah, the reminders to be open-minded and to lean into something even if I don't think it'll work for me.
mm,
And so yeah, that's really been something I worked with a person who was just really adamant on like you don't know until you try.
yeah,
And about anything. It could have been whatever the person was making for lunch, or it could have been like something that they use in their journey that worked like it just went related back to everything. So I just often think about him and that and yes, I don't know until I try.
yeah.
Um, not saying that I'm gonna like go and do, jump off a cliff or like do something like reckless, right? Because I think that another part as well. But
Yeah.
anyways, yeah,
Discernment is important. Yes.
exactly. Yeah. Yes, please use discernment. Anyway, so yeah, anyway, I think not for or for a topic that I wasn't really sure of where it go, what it would look like. Yeah, I've certainly enjoyed the conversation and taken a few things, and I know, yeah, in the next few weeks, I'm just going to try to remind myself of that as well to stay open to new things as I go through new process or go through
Yeah.
new events and things like that. So.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts before we wrap it up here today?
No, I don't think so. I enjoy the conversation. I think talking about tools is an important conversation, and one of which that I'm often surprised that people don't have or haven't put much thought into or whatever. And like I often ask questions like that. And like, well, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm like, well, that's okay. It's okay to not know. Like, be curious and find out what to know. Like, so I think it's a good conversation to have. Like, it's if it's been part of my journey and your journey of like building these toolkits for ourselves, I feel like it's a fairly universal thing, like it's a human thing, so find the things that work for you. Who cares if they're silly?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so true.
Like silly to somebody else, I mean. Like if it works for you, people will laugh at me for my root bowl, my root chakra tuning bowl because they don't believe in that stuff. That's fine.
Yeah,
That's fine. That's not
yeah,
for you.
yeah.
You and I rolled our eyes at our
Yeah.
affirmation cards.
That's
Turns
so,
out,
yeah, that's so true too. It's like I remember I seen it on, I think it was oh do you follow Alicia McCarville on
yo, I
Instagram?
love her.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
so funny. And she's like, don't, I'm sure she's not the only one who's ever said this, but it's the most recent the one I'm thinking about. She's like, don't yuck someone else's yum. And like that's so
Yeah.
true, right? It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, like if it doesn't work for you, then just let it not work for you. It's okay. Like somebody
Yeah.
else, it works. And I think we really get caught up sometimes in like in the morality of things too. It's like of
Mm,
like if things are like a good thing or a bad thing or like something. Anyways, I don't even know
yeah.
that thought, but
No, I feel like I'm in the other half of that thought because my brain's like, yes, like, yeah, it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter. The morality is a really good point because like I said, some people say chocolate's bad. Some people say don't you dare turn to that. It's my relationship with the chocolate. It's nobody
yeah,
else's. As an example, but yeah, that's bad. That goes against what your body needs. That's this, that's that, whatever.
yes.
But um yeah, at the end of I remember saying this, I can't remember about what in specific. I was like, but if it makes me feel good, how can it be bad? If it makes
Mm,
me feel content, if I feel peace, if I feel harmony, if I feel things that I crave to feel, how
yeah,
can it be a bad thing?
yeah,
You know?
yeah,
Probably
100%.
not. It's just we've been taught that maybe it's not right
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if it's not for you, then that's okay. Just
Yeah.
go find something that is
Yeah.
and don't make
And
people feel bad about the things
don't
that
yuck their
they,
yum.
yeah, don't yuck people's yum, okay?
Final words.
All right. So yeah, with that, I guess that's it for today. If yeah, people, I hope people got something from this episode. I'll as always, we ask if you want to like, share, subscribe. I think we're still looking for some more subscribers over on our YouTube, and probably like Spotify too. But anyways, just throwing that out there because I have the time to do it. And until next time, stay soulful, everyone.
Bye, friends. Thanks for tuning into Soulful. We hope you found something meaningful to carry with you on your journey. And if you enjoyed today's episode and want to show your support, we invite you to subscribe, share the podcast, and leave a review wherever you listen.
And if you're eager for more, you can connect with us on Instagram and Facebook at Soulful the Podcast for additional content and updates. Until next time, stay soulful.